Hey, what's up, everybody? It's just Charles Sabanson and welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamers Pro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. And today we got a great show for you guys. Before we get into it, please make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So, as you guys know, there's been this conversation around the NBA over the last few months now about the direction of the league, the style of the game. Over the last few weeks, there's been a lot of conversations about it. People are saying that some voices in media a little bit too critical, like Charles Barkley and others, while others are saying you need to be a little bit more complimentary of the game, and others are like, no, well, you got to call it like you see it and all of that. So there's been all of this conversation around it, right? And then the news of Luka going to the Lakers broke, and a lot of people began to suspect that this was going to bring a jolt to the ratings of the NBA that have been down. Now, I want you guys to pay attention to this particular wrinkle here. Just about a week or so ago, Charles Barkley went at Kendrick Perkins on TNT, where he essentially called him a buffoon for saying that the Lakers, I think Luka and the Lakers are now saving the NBA. And Charles Barkley got pretty upset. He's like, what are you talking about? They're saving the NBA. Look at what Oklahoma City's been doing. Look at what the Cavs have been doing. Look what all of these various teams are doing. What the hell do you mean by this? Like, this is a lazy comment to make, and then they had their back and forth and all of that. So what happened? This morning, I was searching for what to produce, and I saw an article, an awful announcement with the following headline that we want to read for you. It says, Celtics Lakers ABC matchup draws NBA's biggest non-Christmas regular season audience in 7 years. And as I saw that title at first, I was like, well, this is some fantastic news. But then it began to make me think, when I heard the 7 years part, I'm like, 7 years? So this is the most viewed regular season game in the last 7 seasons? Well, what were they doing so well back then that more people were watching the game then versus what they're doing now? This is the question that we really need to address in today's show. But before we even get into that, today's video is brought to you by our sponsor, PrizePicks. PrizePicks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports with over 10 million members. PrizePicks makes it easy to get real money action on the sports and players you love. You pick more or less on at least 2 for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. For example, this week on PrizePicks, I'm looking at the upcoming NBA schedule and selecting Stephen Curry for more than 29 points and Kevin Durant for more than 27 points and Anthony Davis for more than 12 rebounds and Luka Doncic for more than 8 assists. If you're like me and you like to play it safe, you'll love PrizePicks' new feature, Flex Plays. It's the safest way to play. You can still cash out even if your lineup isn't perfect. Plus, you can double your money even if one of your picks doesn't hit. On top of this, PrizePicks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my picks hit, I can get my money as quick as in 15 minutes. So download the PrizePicks app today and use code CLNS to get $50 instantly when you play $5. That's code CLNS on PrizePicks to get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. And remember, whenever you support this sponsor, you're supporting this channel. Thank you. So let's get into what this article said here. It continues on. The Los Angeles Lakers shock trade deadline acquisition of star forward Luka Doncic continues to pay dividends for the NBA and its broadcast partners. Last weekend's NBA Saturday primetime slot saw the Lakers travel to Boston for a marquee clash against the rival Celtics. And according to ESPN, ABC's broadcast of Boston's win pulled in the highest non-Christmas Day regular season audience in 7 years. The game averaged 4.61 million viewers and peaked at 5.3 million viewers as Doncic and LeBron turned a 20-point fourth quarter deficit into a close game in the final moments. It was up 92%, get this, up 92% from the same window in 2024 when the Phoenix Suns hosted the Celtics and drew 2.4 million views on ABC. And then you can see NBA communications there. They have a graphic or a picture that they publish on their YouTube account. Their Twitter account, where you can see the image here. It says most watched game in regular season. You can see Jason Tatum and all of that. Then the article then continues on and says, early season panic about NBA viewership has given way to a reality that ratings are mostly even from 2024. Los Angeles and Boston continue to be massive draws for the league, especially as the Celtics look to defend their championship, while Doncic and James find their groove in Tinseltown. On Christmas Day, the Celtics dragged a matchup with the dismal Philadelphia 76ers to more than 5 million viewers, up 3% year over year. A vintage duel between James and Stephen Curry in San Francisco averaged 7.8 million viewers. Giving the NBA is heading into a new broadcast right environment in the fall, and continues to develop answers for its regular season viewership woes, the numbers will be received ecstatically at the league office. It helps to have games on a broadcast network like ABC and Nielsen's never-ending expansion, with out-of-home viewing continues to inflate viewership numbers. Still, anyone who hoped the arrival of Doncic in the league's premier market with the Lakers would bolster attention and engagement has to be feeling great right now. So we heard what the article said there. Let's get into this now. The article said this is the most, and we can look at the graphic again. The Lakers Celtics averaged 4.61 million viewers on NBA Saturday primetime on ABC, making it the most watched regular season game in 7 years, including Christmas Day. So the question is, given the fact that the league is marketed more than ever, given the fact that you have social media and all of that, the game has expanded. This is a high that they last experienced 7 years ago. What was happening in that time frame? What was happening 7 years ago? 7 years ago, you're looking at what, 18? Thereabout, 2019, 18? Well, what was happening in the world then? Well, 2020, obviously we had COVID, but I think it was a different political climate in the States as well. I think politics also plays a role in this, inevitably. I think that the NBA became much more socially conscious back in, I think, 2020 when there was the bubble, and I think the George Floyd situation happened there. And I think what happened at that time was they ended up losing a lot of viewers then, because a lot of people probably didn't like the politically charged imagery and stuff like that from probably some of the players. That probably turned some people off. And I think also probably the style of play was a little bit more palatable, I can't even say the damn word, palatable then than it is now. But for this to be saying this is a 7-year high, I mean, this is the most viewed game in the last 7 years. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It makes you feel good, but you also got to look back and say, what were we doing right then that we're not doing now? Because what that says is they haven't had a game with this amount of viewership in the last 7 years compared to what they had 7 years prior. So it's been a low across the board. We don't even need to mention the All-Star weekend. No point in even mentioning that. So to me, it says that the league was probably more entertaining then. Now, people like to say, oh, it's streaming, but streaming was around then too. So to me, man, I think it's something worth paying attention to. The fact that 7 years has gone by since the NBA has had a game like this where this amount of people tune in to watch. Pretty crazy stuff. These are my thoughts. Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section. We catch you on the next one. I'm out. Peace.